Welcome everyone here today to commemorate Winifred Carney, the typist with a Webley. Originally from Bangor, County Down, her family moved to the Falls Road when she was a child. She was educated at CBS School in Donegal Street. Winifred Carney was a feminist, suffragist, a teacher, a trade unionist, a member of Cumann and the Irish Citizen Army, a socialist republican, a revolutionary, and she is one of Belfast's links to the 1913 lockout. A confidant to James Connolly, as a friend and a personal secretary, she fought for improved conditions for female workers. We stand here today to commemorate a formidable woman. The role of women in revolution is oftentimes overlooked, particularly in Ireland, so we're here today to remember Winifred's contribution to our fight for freedom. Can I ask Cara Kelly to lay a wreath on behalf of Lasair Dhearg? Can I ask Máire Drumm on behalf of the Carney family in America to lay a wreath? Winifred is spoken often with great pride, and they are honoured that Lasair Dhearg holds this commemoration every year. Any other wreaths? Can I ask the colour party for the lowering of the flags?
Brad, East Green the Brally. Brad, Martine the Brally. Brad, Shasagiris.
I'd like to introduce our main speaker today, Margaret, a young socialist Republican activist from West Belfast and chairperson of Belfast branch of Lasair Dhearg. Margaret has been active in her community at every level, from agitation to outreach. Being a young working class woman, Amy saw and experienced injustices at first hand. This in turn pushed her down the path of socialism and republicanism. Given her drive to fight for the equal nations that cherish all of its children equally. Heavily involved in the local community initiatives, she is also a member of the Community Action Tenants Union.
Winifred Carney's story cannot be condensed into a short speech, but we can cover the basics. Carney was born into a mixed family in Bangor. She later moved to Belfast to be raised by her single mother, which I can only imagine had a profound impact on her politics. Carney would eventually become involved in the Irish Textile Workers Union. It was here she became a close friend and comrade of James Connolly. Together they co-wrote a manifesto to the linen slaves of Belfast, working to organise women workers of Belfast across sectarian lines. At the age of 26, Carney would join the Belfast branch of Cumann and would later, at James Connolly's request, travel to Dublin to assist in preparations for the rising and join the Irish Citizen Army. On Easter Monday, Carney entered the GPO with the Irish Citizen Army, carrying a typewriter under her arm and a Webley revolver in her hand. Carney remained in the GPO under heavy bombardment, only leaving during the final evacuation, following which she would accompany Connolly to Moore Street, tending to his wounds and continuing to type dispatches. Carney was subsequently imprisoned for her role in the rising. However, in the years that followed, the men she had fought alongside would downplay this role. She and the majority of women in Cumann would oppose the 1921 treaty and remain critical of the Conservative leadership running what she viewed as a counter-revolution. But in Belfast, her work continued. Through the trade union movement, supporting Republican prisoners, rallying support for Spanish Civil War veterans, all the while facing repression from the state. She remained an ardent socialist and committed Republican until her death on the 21st of November 1943. We cannot stand here idle today and listen to this woman's legacy. It is not enough to stand at graves and remember. We must feel inspired. Just as she fought her whole life to defend the vision of a republic based on true liberation and equality, so must we. Carney understood that the struggle for Irish liberation wasn't simply the fight for unity. It is a struggle for the liberation of women, for an Ireland where the most dangerous place for a woman isn't their own home. It is a struggle for an Ireland where everyone has access to a safe, secure home. It is a struggle for a world where Palestine is free. And the struggle isn't over. The fight is in our communities, in our workplaces. It's talking to neighbours and resisting evictions and making sure fascists are scared to walk on our streets. Winifred Carney understood that liberation meant all of these things. And so Lasair Dhearg will continue to fight for an Ireland envisioned by Connolly and kept alive by Carney. As always, a woman's place is in the revolution. Gara míle mai agad agus fear bua.
Gara míle mai agad, Amy. I'd like to thank Lasair Dhearg for organising this commemoration every year and everyone involved in helping, and thanks to everyone here for attending. It is only right and fitting that we remember not only Winifred Carney and her contribution, but all our patriot dead. Let's leave here today and reaffirm our commitment to the struggle for a 32-county socialist republic in whatever way possible. And as Amy says, always remember, a woman's place will always be in the revolution. Can I ask the colour party to call out?
Brad, Ira, Brad, Scabaggy.